For me, it's always amazing to wander around the ruins of things that once were. I'm at Tumacumcori National Historic Site right now in the sanctuary of the mission. Father Kino founded this mission in the 1600s along with around 20 others here in Arizona. Can you imagine what this would have been like in the early 1800s? All of this space, brightly painted, statues of saints and altars. Here in the sanctuary, there's actually space for 4 altars. Of course, eventually, Mexico gained its independence from Spain, threw out all of the Spanish priests, and in 1848, for reasons unknown, the residents here of Tumacumcori left. They transported most of the sacred artifacts from here, the statues, of course the crucifix, and took it to Mission San Xavier del Bac, up closer to Tucson. But wouldn't it have been cool to be able to come riding in out of the wild, hear the bells ring, and be able to come into someplace that actually would have felt cool in terms of temperature after being out on the plains. And I just love coming to places like this and trying to fathom what it would have been like so long ago. I'm in Tubac, Arizona, not too far from Mexico. And I figure I haven't had the best luck in some parts of Arizona with Mexican food. So I've come to Sonora Mia to give this place a try. And oh my gosh, these gorditas look amazing. Okay, let's see if they taste as good as they look. Oh yeah. Finally. Oh my. That's delicious. This is gonna make me really happy.
Lunch made me happy, but this windstorm I came back to at my campsite is not making me as happy. This is the second time I've gotten absolutely beaten up by the wind at this specific campsite. I was here at the beginning of March and only stayed one night, turned around, tucked tail, and ran back to the Sonoran Desert National Monument. While I was back at some place that kind of began to feel like my home away from home this winter, I got a ton of work done on my website. This adventure has always been about going to all of the national parks, monuments, forests, grasslands, and all of the National Park Service units, but I've never really had it trackable. So part of what I've done on my website is gotten this thing really organized. I've turned it into an organizing framework, basically, that will give me a way to track where I've been, where I need to go. I also created a map so you can see where I've been, where I need to go. So all of that is now on my website where you can go and check it out. And so you're going to hear me using things like National Treasure number 285. That one's a little ways away. So part of why I came back here was to go to a few of the national treasures that are in this area. But there is one other reason. This is the third time I have tried to go to Tombstone. You know, like so many other little kids, I watched the Westerns and saw the movies, and I always have to have a mention of Tombstone, and I want to go see Tombstone. So this time, in the next couple of weeks, I'm going to make it to Tombstone. Even if the weather turns terrible again, I'm going to Tombstone. While I was here, before this windstorm came, yesterday I did get one more thing done, which just put an additional check on one more of my national treasures. In 1774, while here in the Americas on the East Coast, the colonists were starting to get really cranky with their English rulers.
Spain was pressing its colonies further northward here in the New World. Juan Bautista de Anzio in 1774 was here in Arizona. He was leading a group of soldiers, of cattle, men, women, and a whole bunch of children on a northward journey that would take them all the way to California. And they pressed further north into California, what was known at the time as Upper California, and founded this little town you may have heard of called San Francisco. Right now, I'm a ways south of Tucson, walking on part of that historic trail. And I'll tell you, it'd be a whole lot different hundreds of years ago. Right now, the interstate is over there. You can hear the cars going by. There's a road not far away there. There's houses. But if you give yourself a moment and look out here, you can begin to imagine what it might have been like to be out here in the wilderness with a huge group of people moving northward. Now, the Spanish had been here for hundreds of years. Father Kino had already founded multiple missions, and many of those missions were where this group of people stopped to resupply, to rest. And so it wasn't like this was the first time they'd been there through here, but it was still wild country.